Don't you trust us? Why do I have to use a CRM? You can't trust me? That's what I'm hearing. So here we go. Ruby and I are looking at CRM data and seeing how reps are resistant to using CRM. And one of the conversations, and I heard it in multiple spots in the last 2 weeks, is reps feeling like their leaders don't trust them. Well, don't you trust me to be able to close this deal? And I'm like, that is not what this is about in any way. And if anybody is telling you that there is a trust factor to using a CRM, they are missing the point. This is about making sure that businesses can adequately, appropriately, and accurately forecast sales. And so it's not about trust. It's about you understanding as a rep that you have a responsibility to help guide and put a Sherpa model into your customer acquisition funnel. And yeah, you gotta give me some insights and some information. I mean, that's just good. That's a good process. But if I'm your sales leader, of course I trust you. I want you to go out and find new business, and that's really hard, and we all know that. And so I need some of that information coming back in that sort of CRM model. I don't need you to write me a dissertation with every client interaction. If you're doing that, that's silly in a lot of ways. But how do we know how we're going to do at the end of the year if I don't have a good deal flow model built into the CRM, and that you as my rep are helping me get there? So I wouldn't have hired somebody if I didn't trust them. It's not about trust. It can play a role if you're not doing your job, just saying. But if you are, then it's about data information and how we as a team are going to get to the finish line. How are we going to get to the finish line? If I don't know how it's going, how things are working, how quickly deal flow happens, what is our pipeline velocity, what is the actual annualized cash value of a deal, like what does that look like? If I don't know that information, holy crap, we're kind of screwed. That's not going to work out. So sure, if you want to think it's a trust issue, that says a lot more about you than it does about the system. So like, if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're taking the time to record some of that information in your CRM, that's an interesting conversation. So if you are being asked to enter more information, if it is becoming a situation where you feel like your industry or your organization isn't trusting the information you're providing, that's a different problem. That's not the CRM's fault. So understand the difference, right? So trust, very important in a selling relationship within an organization and with customers, obviously. But holy mackerel, if you're feeling like there is some ethereal trust equation that's trying to sort of flood that CRM, that's a system problem. That's a sales system problem. That is not CRM's fault. CRM is trying to tell us, how the heck are we doing? How are we going to do? How does this work? What is the data we can manage and map to? But holy mackerel, if it's a trust issue, that's a bigger conversation than just the CRM. So bottom line, we trust you, or do we? And if we do, holy mackerel, time to use the CRM for its fullest power, which is to get us information about how a sale is going to go. And then we roll that up to the macro and say, how are we going to do this in an annualized way? That's the goal. That's what it's supposed to be there for. Anyway, Ruby. Walking and talking with Ruby.